Diva Hazard game, but and then I DC'd on one of them. But
Diva
I have
Hazard game? Those characters you played or you played against?
I played Diva Hazard because Winston was banned on Numbani,
Oh,
so I was like,
that's
oh.
unfortunate.
But yeah, it's only happened like 3 times that character's been banned. Honest tank. But yeah, the games I was playing so well, and I climbed to Master 1, and I literally was on like a 13 game win streak. But I don't know, something happened. Like I guess I reverted or something, and I'm just like floating around M3, M2. Right now I'm M4. But I'm gonna blame the people I was queuing with the other day. They were just joking around.
That's okay.
But
That's okay. It happens.
yeah.
You can definitely get the rank back. It's okay.
There was one of these games though. Oh yeah, I'd love to learn how to play the new map.
Oh, the Flashpoint one?
Yeah. You should
Uh,
probably look at this one.
yeah, we
Look
can do that.
close.
We can do that if you want. What have you been working on though recently?
Um, I was working on the Changle, like what's it called? Not losing fight with ult. So making sure I go first with ult and creating like an advantage. That was the main thing I was working on. But I was also working on like we talked about the enemy team. Like once my team takes the space, making sure we stabilize and then going to grab space, or like securing the space. That's what you said. Take space, secure the space, then look to grab more. So those are the 2 things I've been working on.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Be more patient with that for sure. Always more beneficial because you don't want to rush when your team is not ready. Makes sense. Okay.
And then I've also worked on like rotations and ult tracking. Just like trying to be more rotative, trying to be out of enemy LOS more often, being harder to track.
Makes
But
sense.
I'd be
What do you think you
losing.
improved out of all those the most?
I don't know. I'm struggling to see like any improvement. I feel like I'm the same player. I keep taking breaks from the game because I keep getting mad at my team. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And I gotta like, it's so hard to focus on improving while trying to win. But I don't know. I don't know how to like my all my higher rank friends are like, you need to just focus on winning. Don't care about. I focus on improving. You don't need to care about winning. But I don't know how to play to improve without trying to play to win. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, well, we can go with that if you want to, because this can be one of the obstacles there for sure. Because ideally, want to get to the point where if you practice something, you get better at it. You understand that those certain skills you get better at, those eventually will get you to the high rank. So it should be your main goal, because a lot of times doesn't matter if you win or lose. This is something sometimes you cannot control, and the losses in reality, a lot of times when our goal is to win, can affect your mental as well. You get demotivated, maybe frustrated, you get mad at all your teammates as well. This is not consistent or reliable. We can pay attention to. So you have to just find something constant, what gives you value. So it's just gotta be something instead of winning or losing. Yeah, maybe instead of focusing on that, usually it can be typically improvement. Yeah, because regardless of the game, how it went, you can still improve at something. So this way it
Yeah,
makes it easy.
and that's when I hit M1. Like the M1 day, I wasn't worried about anything my team was doing. I was like solely focused on my gameplay, and I just like climbed. And every game, it actually felt like free low. I was like, these guys suck. Uh, but I don't know. It went away. The hot streak went away, and I got angry. Like once I got to M1 again, and then I started losing, I got so mad.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, exactly.
so I gotta
Well,
work on that for sure.
Well, we can go with that. There's a tool you can use, actually. Just something we can talk about. Maybe you can share a few things as well. You can just try to implement that if you want. Do you want to go with that first, or?
Sure, sure.
Okay, let's just go over this then. Okay, I probably need some of the materials first. Okay, and we need this board as well. Okay, so far, how your practice goes, you've been implementing, I think it's been a while, we talked about the interleaved practice with you. Are you doing that currently as well? This X, Y,
Yeah,
Z?
like work on one thing, one round, and then the next thing, another round, work on a different thing. Or
Yeah,
are you talking about something else?
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
hmm
Yeah, so you've been trying this out too?
Yeah, but I've just been doing it for like the whole game now. Like one game I'll be really focused on my alt tracking, and I'll go back in like the VOD and I'll be like, okay, the break did not have alt, or break did have alt. Uh, and then like the next game I'll work on rotations, or sometimes I'll just do like the whole day. But you think it's better to break it up in the game? I remember you talking about that.
Well, you can have different approaches, just see whatever works for you. The goal with that is that you actually get to practice, you rotate between the goals, and you put everything you learn to memory this way. So we kind of keep rotating XYZ, XYZ, and if it works, if you're not autopiloting, then it's fine. If you do notice that you autopilot, it might be that you need to break down that a little bit more. Maybe you should simplify the goals a little bit more. Maybe it's just the intervals you switching, just it's not working for you, so usually you need to break it down even more, or maybe you can have longer sessions.
No, yeah, and I'm reading
Depends.
in the Google Doc. You
Oh,
say
yeah.
choose 3 games for your 3 goals for your progression. I forgot about that. Damn, I wish I've been doing that. Like you said, talk about the macro and then break it down into 3 micro and then try to improve on like those 3. Yeah, you're right. I haven't been doing that. Damn.
Yeah. Well, it's fine, it's fine. Well, we can definitely start with just look at the previous stuff, what we talked about with you. It's been, yeah, so far, at least on this offline note, stabilizing, timing of ultimate. Yeah, there's been the document before we talked about. Yeah, it was around the same probably. Let me see. Yeah, rotations and using side lanes, also playing versus poke. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. By the way, do you notice that you use side lanes more at the moment?
Yeah, I definitely worked on that. I worked on that for like a week. Just
That's
using the
good.
side lanes. I'm always in the side lanes, but now I have to like learn how to like not get poked in the side lanes because it's like a different area in every map, different cover. But you just kind of like get poked less being there.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, let's first off start with this more of the mental aspects, and then after that we can look at the game. I think should be okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna screen share. Give me a second. Okay. Can you see the stream?
Yep.
All right. So we can usually break it down. I think the easiest way is to do the SOT model. I think this is one of the coaching tools I usually use. It's just basically you start with whatever the fact is feels problematic. For example, that fact you described when you pay attention to your teammates. Oh, well, let's just say something happens. Yeah, what your teammate does, I don't know. Maybe they waste their ultimate, or maybe they just out of position. Do you remember the recent thing? What happened in your game?
It's just like I don't know. I just fail to like realize any of my own mistakes because I feel like there's nothing I can do. I'm like there's no healing, and that's just not true every time. Like every time I go into the VOD, it's not true. So I just need to like that. It's just I start playing the game, we start to lose. I'm trying to think of like what I'm doing wrong, but all I can think about is like why am I not getting healed here? Like what's happening? Like why are we not shooting this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are my questions I'm like focusing my brain on rather than like my gameplay.
Okay,
It's the
so
biggest one. Like why is their tank still at full health? Like I'm so mad every time that happens.
okay, so it can be both. While I'm not getting healed, their tank is at full health, and so this is basically the biggest trigger. You think like those are just
Yeah.
okay?
If I jump back line and I'm like I zone perfect supports, they can't see their tank. I zone them for like 2 bubbles, and then I come back at like 30 HP, and their tank is full, just like shielding my team. I'm so mad. I'm so tilted.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the fact. And here, and because this can happen as well, their tank can definitely be at the full HP, at the full health, and you also might be not getting healed too sometimes. It's okay. I think just what matters is how we interpret that, and there's an idea you can also use it from sports too. I remember you've been doing some of the sports as well, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I used to be rough.
There's a teacup model. It's thinking correctly under pressure. So we're trying to change our thoughts from internal. Okay, so I'm gonna make a note here. We change the thoughts from external. Yeah, that's what I wanted. To something internal usually, and external is typically something about your teammates. It can be also enemy team. Yeah, so let's just put it this way: my team, enemy team. That is what usually people think about. They also might be thinking about the other people. Let's say you play and there's somebody watching you, and then you also get more anxious. Yeah, you play tournament, for example, and then there are people watching you. It doesn't matter, maybe on the stream, for example, or maybe just in live. Yeah, you play any other.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, exactly. There's more pressure usually because we have this external things we're thinking about, and we usually need to be shifting this external focus to something internal. That's something what we can talk about more. And you can do this by using the model here. So once you know the fact, whatever is triggering you, it can be anything pretty much. You just thinking about your thoughts and, well, first off, this first part is all just to help you break down what's happening. Okay, then after that we'll shift the focus of this model, and the thoughts are, well, in your case, I'm not getting healed. Well, you see, they're tank at full HP. Okay, maybe, or I'm not getting healed. Let's say for whatever reason. What kind of thoughts you getting right away? Are you frustrated with your support, or just is there anything else?
It's game to game. Like sometimes I feel like the enemy's just trying way harder than my team. You know, they're like rotating. They're just more active. That's another one.
Okay, so your thoughts are, generally speaking, enemy try way too hard, or is there anything else?
Well, just like the enemy's effort feels so. The game just feels so hard. They feel so hard. I feel like I've got 4 or 5 people looking at me, and I'm like, all I'm trying to do is live, and I'm living, and everyone else is dying.
Okay. So those are the thoughts you're getting right away. Okay, and after that, when you have the thoughts, it's usually leading to whatever the feeling you get. Well, in your case, you mentioned it's frustration. That is what's been, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can write it down here. Yeah, let's just
frustration and anger.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you can always break it down later by yourself. For now, we can just kind of give you an example of how you can do that. It can be frustration, angry, and after that, you are doing some actions, and that is something what you can also notice in the water view. I think here, if we break this down a little bit more, actually, I will make some connections. Let me just move.
Yeah, the minute I get frustrated and angry, I get incredibly lazy in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I start taking poke. If I have my ult, like I'm just gonna walk down main, they're gonna force it out, and then I'm gonna click here, you know, I'm not gonna set it up or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's usually what happens. I can relate to that too as a player, even though you don't realize you're doing that, but you do that, and you just might feel like your team not doing the best, but you're not doing the best either, because in this mental state now, you're just really angry, and you, well, let's say maybe not setting up, they can poke, whatever, the other actions you're doing. Maybe there's also something of what you do in real life, something just what affects your gameplay. Sometimes there's more tense well, your aim might be more tense, so maybe you sit in a weird way, or there's something else as well.
My wrist will like totally lock up, like my forearm too, because I'll be gripping the mouse so hard for so long.
Yeah, okay, so it's a hard grip, for example, and you can always notice that, and this is good to recognize, because you do those actions, it's easy to break down why this is happening. All of these things are connected. Okay, so first off, okay, if I make a note, let's maybe just move this here. Okay, and then we move this here, and we also just gonna put, I'm gonna put a note here. So what's important is self-WOD in game to make sure you understand the problems, what's happening with the actions when we just do all of that. And we also need something, just being more self-cautious. I'm not sure if you need to record yourself, but you can do that if you really want
I would love to. I would love. I think that would be good because I remember because I try to I can live commentate and then I'll hear my anger and I'll be watching the gameplay. I'll be like, oh my god, Steven.
Yeah. That's why there are literally some streamers who started streaming because they wanted to document what they do and they just wanted to see how they are playing. It can be whatever the actions they do, so they can just self-review that after. Makes it easy. They stream on Twitch and they just review all their games. Now in Overwatch, there's obviously this replay feature, so it's easier, but before it was not the case. I personally know a lot of friends when the replay viewer was not there, they would just stream and then you can watch yourself what's happening. You can record the camera or something. That's also helpful. Stuff like that. Okay, so maybe we can connect this here, and then this is, that is something what we can talk about more actually afterwards. Teacup model. Okay, why we need all of that is because this first part is just all about recognizing what's happening and just identify the fact, whatever is bothering you. Fact is something we cannot change, is something of what is always can be there. It doesn't matter, maybe your teammate is telling you something, or maybe they're not doing their ultimate perfectly, which you cannot control. After that, we get certain thoughts, and here a lot of times we interpret that. That is something what we can always, different people will have different opinions on those facts. For example, for somebody, let's say the weather is, I don't know, 30 degrees, and one person would say, okay, this is a perfect weather. So those are their thoughts. They interpret this way, and then this is another person who will interpret that this is really bad weather, right? And this kind of works the same way here. It's just, if the actions like this, depending on situation, you can interpret that in a different way. That's what we want to recognize. And those thoughts, your interpretations, that lead to certain feelings and actions you're doing, and then afterwards you have this result you're getting. So we just, well, generally speaking, with your games, if you're playing lazy, if you're taking poke, if you're not setting up correctly, what's happening afterwards usually?
Lose.
Yeah, well, usually there are more losses for sure. Yeah, so it's gonna be harder to win 100%. Okay, and this is good. Once we recognize that, you can do this model backwards, sort of. You can just think about the end result you want to get, think about the actions you can do better, and what kind of feeling can support that, and thoughts as well, the most important, because thoughts can drive the result. It's not just maybe have those affirmations or something. No, you actually recognizing the actions, you're recognizing what are you exactly doing, you're recognizing what you're thinking, and it can change it slightly. Like you do it in the game, you playing and you have certain mindset, well, you practicing some concepts and you do practice everything step by step. Here, this is going to be the same idea. You can just rewire your brain a little bit by refocusing on something, so it makes it easy for you to practice. You just step by step, like getting any other habit in life, because all of this mindset thing is also the habit. You just have certain habits, and then you have this route, easy route. It's like you're going on a road.
Yeah, I've been breaking my habits too, just to like try to change the cycle. Like I read in the morning now, which I used to not do, and I've been like going outside for walks in the morning to try to clear my head. Because my friend told me to go on a 2-week break from Overwatch, and I did. And when I came back, I instantly hit M1. But the second I hit M1, I got so entitled, like I just couldn't accept anything was my fault.
Yeah, well, that can happen. That can happen, exactly. And there are definitely a lot of tools, like you said, other supportive habits too. What do you do in real life? Maybe there's something you change within that too. Maybe it's just, well, this game is definitely showing some of the problems within the even mindset or even the ineffectiveness of the habits too. It just helps to get better with that stuff. So the second step is after you identified all the things, whatever the factors bothering you, what thoughts you're getting, usually just do this model backwards. You go the result here, and we thinking about what we actually need at the end. What is good result for you? So what do you think? What is the best result, generally speaking?
Improving. Like, that's the best.
Yeah, this
So
is
I keep
this,
improving, I'll just rank up.
yeah, this sounds the best. Yeah, because if you have this set goal of okay, I'm winning, losing, well, the goal is to win. Let's put it this way. A lot of times is not going to be the case. You can't control. A lot of times, if you can win, like the 30, probably around 30%, you will not be able to control as much. Of course, there is a certain degree you control the games, but it's not always the case. That's why I want to gonna be focusing on something what's constant, and if it's constant, you always see the results, so it's easier for you to see the progression instead of treating losses or wins as a good or bad. Yeah, because sometimes you can have really perfect game but you still lost it. Yeah, there are some some examples the streamers do on rank to GM, they lose in gold, right? But it doesn't mean they bad players and they cannot climb the top of 100. No, they just lost that gold game because there's nothing they could have done, and they played really, really good. They even played perfectly, and it just didn't work out. It's fine. And then later on they win more games because they know, okay, well, first off, they probably not bothered with losing. They probably know they very high ranked anyways, so it's fine. But because they initially, it's easy for them to focus on what they do instead of focusing on their teammates. They're not saying, well, these guys are doing so bad. A lot of times, at least. Of course, there are some cases where people would be mad, but it's still affecting the gameplay. It's important. Well, now, if the goal is improving, that's perfect. Okay. It's really just your goal settings, whatever you have before the games, whatever maybe you put on the list. And then afterwards, you need to see the actions. What kind of actions supporting those goals? This might be exactly the stuff from the list we talked about. It may be, how do I stabilize? How do I control those side lanes? Maybe I was time to crash with my ultimate, right? It's just any of other game related stuff. Yeah, what do you think? What would you add as well? If there's anything, I don't know.
Like that I should focus on for improving?
Yeah, well, in terms of actions, so see, the idea is you look at this model here, the ineffective way, what's been happening, you diagnose the problem, and after that, this second step is all about making it slightly better. So have slightly better habits next time.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Correcting the...
Yeah, so what do you think?
Acknowledging, analyzing the behavior, and then correcting it.
Yeah.
I mean, in this one scenario, it'd be like not taking poke, setting up, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like the exact opposite of what's written above.
Yeah, not taking poke, but at the same time, what you should do, the actionable, then, yeah.
Okay, not get angry. Focus on myself. But you want to just focus on the game aspects?
Yeah, well, let's we can start with whatever. For example, the game aspects, not taking poke. What you should do instead, the actionable goal then.
Rotate, side lane usage, like all the stuff we've been working on.
Yeah, maybe. Rotate side lanes. You can play cover. Yeah, any other stuff you can put in, really, what's helpful.
Yes.
This is going to be more.
Knowing like where the enemy's set up.
Yeah.
What angles to be worried about.
Scout, okay, sounds good. Yeah. And that other stuff, it can be not related to the game, like I said. Okay, I don't want to get angry, but at the same time, just to look at the behaviors, you just want to look at the actions. Okay, you get angry, this is more of the feeling thing. That's fine. You just need to recognize what you do as well. That's why there's some stuff like, even in meditation and like in India, a lot of times they tell you that the body's connected to everything. Yeah, like the feelings you get as well. But this is true. If you think about the when you're anxious, when you're really angry about something, your heart rate is also going to increase a lot of times. So even in the game, you can just thinking about something, what it can do to slow down the heart rate. So I can influence the body with the actions. I don't know, slow breathing, for example. You can slow the heart rate. You will be more calm because this is influencing the feeling. So maybe it can also be something else we do. Yeah, even exercise, right? I go exercise, and this is in a way changes the way you interpret something, yeah, like or feel in
Hmm.
general, right? It's just always helping. That's why it's not only good for just physical, but it's also good for mental, right? And just something to recognize. If I, for example, you mentioned hard grip. Okay, you're holding the mouse really hard. Well, maybe you can just intentionally think about just holding it normally. Yeah, maybe hold it in a more comfortable way. Maybe you sit in a certain more comfortable way too. I don't know. Just
Hmm.
check for that. Yeah, might be anything else really. Just I'm gonna put out there because you can do this by yourself later. And just recognize what's happening with you, and you can change the
Hmm.
behavior this way. All right.
Yeah, I've
And
already been trying it. Like I said, I started reading in the morning. Like I started swimming too, getting some sun, trying to see if that changes anything. So that's the other stuff I would include there.
yeah, this is good. I think this is definitely anything what helps to get in a better mindset, better shape, and get better results too. I think that's always nice. Okay. Now, when you do all these actions, we usually want to have feelings which just supports those actions in a way. So instead of frustration, being angry, what do you feel like the more useful feeling would be in your case?
Curious. That was the one day when I was climbing when I climbed to M1, I was like really curious about like what I was doing, what would it work, why it didn't work, and I was excited to try it out.
Interesting. Okay. Sounds good. Why not? It can be it can be pretty good. I think if it helps, if you're being curious, you notice that your actions are exactly it's helping with the actions too. I think why not? That's gonna
Hmm.
be great. And then after you identify the feeling which can support you, you can also think about the thoughts here. It's just once you face the fact, I'm not gonna heal the tank at full HP. You was thinking that games are so hard, and now there is something else you can think about. So it's more productive. So it gets you in the curious mindset. I think it's gonna help you to do all those actions as well. What do you feel like this thought is gonna be in your case?
Gonna be like instead it's gonna be like what what's something I can do to take less poke? What's what is something I could have done differently that fight? I remember that when I was M1, that was like the only every time I died, I was like, what could I have done different? What could I have done different? Or every time we lost the fight, I was like, what should I have done different?
I see you. I see you. I think this is good. I would still kind of make the connection here. Definitely don't overdo that during the game because might be a little bit overwhelming. Just a lot of things to think about. We're thinking about the past exactly, but it's gonna be hard to win the next fight for that reason. I would
Hmm.
suggest usually if you're able to do that during the actual self WOD, just after the few games, usually can be good. But yeah, if
Well,
those
like
thoughts. Hmm?
typically it's like specific. It'll be like the game I was working on rotations.
Hmm?
It'll be like how how could I have used rotations to have won that fight? That's
Yeah.
the thought. And I'll be like, how could I have uh I'll be like, why didn't what caused me to not to lose that fight with Primal? Like, why didn't I go early? Why didn't I get my target? Like, all those things.
Sounds good. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think. And again, as long as it's helpful, you feel like it's getting more in a curious
Mhm.
mindset, and you'll see this here. Those kind of thoughts you usually will need to shift that external focus on your team and the enemy. They're just something internal, really. It's a lot of times whenever you notice that you're thinking about those other guys, it's usually going to be the problem. So you can be angry, yes. You can be sometimes, like we said, it's just recognition. It's not like bad to be angry or like it's not bad to also have those any feelings really, but you just need to recognize those, and then afterwards choose more helpful behavior for you. If you feel like it's more helpful, then you can do that. You just to reminding yourself, okay, like you trying to practice any concept. Okay, you face the situation, you face this fact. Just what is that route I want to go? What kind of thoughts? What I'm thinking? Yeah, what actions I'm doing? This is really important part too. The actions, right? Because you've been noticing that I'm taking poke. I'm not setting up. Maybe there's a different hard grip or something else as well. What do you do? Okay, so you can always address that problem and then change it to more helpful behavior. And in here, this is all about, yeah, even though you feel initially you might feel angry, maybe there is something what's happening, just to may still feel frustrated, but if you shift the focus towards what do you do, it's kind of, well, instead of saying, well, this guy is doing so bad, or like this guy is doing so good, why are they getting so much support, why are they getting so much healing, maybe we could say, well, I will try my best to do this X idea, or I will try to do my best to just improve at this kind of goal. Yeah, it's kind of different approach usually. Yeah, so I think this is gonna be really important here. You may read about it as well. I think like I think this here it's from baseball probably, if I'm not mistaken. There was a book about that too. And just usually, if you shift the focus to internal, that's gonna be good. I don't know. Does it make sense?
No, yeah, I get the external and internal. Like instead of the dialogue in your head being external, make it internal.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
and
Exactly.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's how a lot of people say, focusing on what's our under our control this way, and this is gonna be helping a lot, I think. And this tool here is just the thought model. You can use it at any point of time. Maybe do this by yourself. Just first off, you need to do diagnosis. You need to identify whatever is bothering you, whatever the fact is you have problems with dealing with. Just whatever you cannot change, the facts we cannot change those, but what we can change eventually is the thoughts, and maybe just the way we think, feel, yeah, what kind of actions we do as well. So this is going to be your second step. You can rewire yourself, think about more helpful ways, slightly more helpful at least, and then you can try to do something with that later. You can just think, okay, this is the action I'm gonna do next. This is something I will try to think about more, and it will not be easy right away. It's like practicing any concept in the game. You getting into practice, and you trying to get this new habit, but you still might be not able to implement that right away. But it's fine as long as you constantly trying to practice, you put in the time and effort, it should be okay. Eventually, it will be you build a new habit. You will be able to build new habit. So it will be better. Just like with any other concept, the mental ideas, that those are also the same way as any other concept too. All right. Do you have any questions about this?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I will screenshot this. I will send it to you in the doc. Okay, it's gonna be here. Right, I think we'll need this, and I will just call it sort. Yeah, we'll call it sort model. Should be there. Okay. Well, maybe any other questions you got about just mentality overall, just how to, or maybe anything you think like could help you out to just deal with that. Just make sure you focus on yourself. Besides this here.
No, I'm excited. I'm gonna try this out. I feel like this is gonna work.
Yeah.
When my champ 5 friend, he was like, he says what he does when he gets angry. He says low key not useful. And I've been saying that to myself, and that's been kind of like curbing my anger. Like it's not useful to be angry, but it still hasn't like gotten me on the right track. You know what I mean? It hasn't like corrected my behaviors.
Yeah, well,
So,
and you also saying it like it's not useful, right? But you kind of punish yourself for being angry. But then, what do you choose to do with that at the end of the day?
yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
angry, well, okay, you recognize your feelings, that's fine, but then what do you do after? Yeah, so you kind of default to the route, which is getting
Hmm.
frustrated with your teammates, but it can be just defaulting into something else. Okay, I'm angry, I'll try to do my best to perform the ultimate next fight or something, or just do this and that. Eventually, you'll probably get less angry too. If you keep using this model, maybe try this out just each
Yeah,
week.
I will. I will.
Yeah, each
That,
week, and
that's what was lacking with my mentality model was the corrective steps. Like
yeah,
I was just acknowledging it, but I wasn't changing it.
yeah. Acknowledging is a good enough already too. Is the yeah, as a first step, and then afterwards, yeah, we need to be able to change it too. I think as long as you remind yourself before every game, it should be okay. You may also just try to remind yourself each week or so. Maybe there's a certain fact which is gonna come out. You need to practice that. You need to change that a little bit more. I think you can just to write it down, do this model for yourself, and it's gonna be better. All right, all right. Well, I think we're good to start with the replay.
All right, cool. Let me send you the code.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm playing with a champ 5 player in this, and we lost. So I was so mad at myself.
Now let's take a look. Okay, do you remember just the main difficulty is anything what do you struggle with right now, besides this
S-
mentality
So
stuff?
in this there's this weird anomaly going on in my games where when I queue with my friend Elenium, he is a GM player. I lose. Like I can't. He like I cannot coordinate with him. He's too quick, or he's just like he's on a different wavelength. And so like this game particularly, I had a really hard time working with my tracer. But I know my tracer's better than me because he's GM. Same thing with my Ana, like they're champ. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just really having a hard time coordinating. I felt like with them and like being on the same page as them, or maybe I don't know. Well, we'll have to take a look at the game, see what really happened.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So you're just synchronizing the dive with them. Is it well? Is there anything else, or that's it?
That's it. Just like really like playing with better players on my team. Like they play better and they I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, we can take a look. I can take a look.
Yeah.
Maybe just partially the map as well. Do you feel like it just generally is the case? Doesn't matter what map you're
But this
running?
map, like, this first map is hard. Like this is the only map because it's really brawl heavy on this first corner.
Yeah.
I should probably be playing it differently. I typically go under, but even when you go under, like the tank will drop on you and poke you. Um, and then like you just have to jump back to your team and then they brawl your team and you lose.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I think especially here, just being careful about the bubble. I think that was fine. Been pretty patient. Maybe just the route, thinking where do we go. Like
Hmm.
mentioned, it might be complicated, but I think playing under is not bad. Like I said, as long as you have the short range corner, it's fine. Your tracer, let's see, you guys been fighting. Yeah, so you kind of
Yeah,
coordinating the dive there.
yeah. I wait for like Hazard to either go in or
Mhm.
whatever tank to like come to my corner and
Yeah,
then I jump to their corner and
yeah,
bubble.
that's
That's like
good.
the main idea.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, as I mentioned, as long as they start doing something in your kill zone, they walk forward, and then you go on the one of them will be fine. You coordinate with your tracer, you can coordinate around the nade too. Should be okay. Let's see.
Mhm.
Okay, we're fighting here. A combo roll is just mostly poke them out a little, and then try to jump something. Probably surround them as well, if possible, and we'll be okay. They have more frontline pressure there for sure. The enemy is now staggering too. We should be okay at this first point. Yeah, in theory,
Mhm.
it should be in their favor, but they kind of stagger there.
I mean, Lucio's just the devil. I hate that character. So good. Speed boost is so effective.
Yeah. And the setup is not too bad. Maybe just being a little bit
Yeah, I
more.
decided to play the right because
Yeah.
like it's so awkward to get healed under. You know, that's the hardest part is like getting healed from my backline on this point because there's that big wall, so they don't have like the
Yeah.
high ground and can look at me. But if I play the left, like there's no way they can peek that left corner, you know, because then they're in threat with hazard leap and stuff like that. So I'm like, I want them to play this right and heal me from there, but I don't know. It just never happens.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out something.
Yeah. Well, it just
I give
depends
this
on.
Reaper a lot of value though by getting poked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we also did force them out too, I think, so it's not too bad. Where do we go afterwards? Okay, we go to this side a little. Not exactly going too much back.
Yeah, I think like, okay, they drop point. There's an imbalance above point. We can take the high ground,
Okay.
and like that's where their supports are sitting.
Mm.
So if I control the high ground, there's no way they can
Mhm.
cap point.
I think it's fine. Well, also splitting them is also gonna be better. If you force them to split, then you're gonna have an advantage too. You just don't wanna fight face to face. Yeah, okay. Well, here, just
Yeah, I mean,
trying
I
to
didn't
secure
expect
the
to get my
kill.
primal forced, but I didn't know Ana was there. I really thought that Sim was alone.
Okay. Oh, it's not bad because you also can isolate
I was
them.
really happy with this because I was like, go first, win the fight with primal. You know what I mean? Like I was really happy with that play
Yeah,
because
I
they
think
have
it's
ults and
fine.
they couldn't set up.
Okay. Well,
So there I'm a little
where do we...
inactive. That's not where I should set up, I guess.
Yeah, where should we be here? I think it's just a map thing. You just need to figure out where to be based on the objective. Well, what do you think about this one?
I don't know. This play's so weird. Like I feel like this is where I should be playing because like if they walk the point, like I have this cool off angle. My team shouldn't be here. Like my Brig and Cash shouldn't be here. They should be like on the right.
Well,
But I guess if they're here, what can
yeah.
I do?
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think?
I jumped to the right. I played the right. But I feel like Lucio
The right
Hazard will just
choke?
like yeah yeah I don't know.
There's no high
But
ground
definitely the
either,
right.
almost.
Yeah,
Like this little high ground there.
that's why I try to control this area instead
Yeah.
of the right.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be too stagnant here for sure, because this way you guys not surrounding the brawl. You need to somehow
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to
we're playing
split them.
brawling.
Yeah, like this
But I
tracer
just
angle.
knew
Hmm?
my cast was gonna die. I was like, you're dead. So I was trying to do something to save him, but you can't do anything to save him. I keep falling into that pit trap.
Yeah, you just need to do something by yourself, something proactive.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
that'll
think
take the most pressure off of him rather than me sitting next to him.
Yeah, I think even that right side angle is not too bad. By the way, there's semi-isolated walking. I don't know if you noticed that, right? But you can definitely have the opportunities to notice that more if you already set up. Even though you cast that, you can trade and just go for the sim, probably. By the way, your Tracer has not bad angle to go on them too, probably, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think in
Yeah,
this
jump
case,
point.
holding
That
the right
was
side, it's kind of one of the points probably. If you have this choke here, this is the narrow space where the walk, or like here, you just need to treat it like, I don't know, Hollywood, for example. I can sneak around the corner, they walk, and then I start zapping them. Here, well, not too bad, but generally speaking, if your team is here and the enemy is walking here, I think it's not too bad. You sneak around the corner somehow. Well, probably, I don't think. Well, this is not too bad. You gotta be careful about just anyone coming in, but yeah, this is not a bad. You
Oop.
walk, and then afterwards you can start zapping. That's fine. Sitting here, no, I don't think it can do that because they can poke you out. They just walk forward here. It's gonna be easy. You need to force the bigger commitment usually when you sit around the corners. So I think it's one of those options. You're not able to use any high gun here, I think, so it's gonna be fine. Just play around the choke like you would do in the Hollywood or I
Yeah,
don't know.
I've been like on this point, like I definitely play like for my team more. Like I'm waiting for my team to like start shooting the enemy, and then I make my move. I don't do like a whole lot of
Yeah,
pre-fight stuff, but I think the biggest problem in my setup position was that I had no information, so I had no idea that Sim was alone. I just assumed someone could see her.
yeah. And
and I
before you
jump
also
point.
been splitting them too. I think it's fine if you keep doing that. Like I just constantly surround the enemy a little more. You still ideally do a little bit of poke with your team. They do poke you out, they poke out the enemy, and then you can start moving in. But other than that, I'll be okay. This one, oh well. Did
Yeah, why did I
they
do that?
did they call for it? Just call for a dive or something, or why do we?
Um, I was thinking like I jump on the Ana, I jump on her head, and then I like dance around the corner. I dodge the sleep
Right. What was the
because
play
we have a lot of
here? Why do
pressure here.
we walk with the bubble right now too?
I jump on the Lucio, and then I don't have my jump, so I try to take as much space and then bubble.
Yeah, but what is that
Looks so
for?
ass, yeah. I don't know. It was just cut off the back line, like separate them. Like Hazard is in front of my bubble. Ana
Yeah.
and Lucio and Reaper are behind it, but it's not the greatest timed or positioned. Doesn't really accomplish much. I agree.
Yeah, because the jump itself is not bad, but you're approaching it aggressively, but there's no spike of pressure for your team, like you said. There's no
I should have
tracer.
just waited for my next jump. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing else. Jump on the Lucio, it's fine. And you usually look at it right now. They're using symbol, so usually when they do something, right, they answer with the ultimate for whatever reason, your team will play more defensive. They'll try to kite. Yeah, they will try to
Mhm.
not take as much space, because if we do, then we play at disadvantage. We usually don't need that. We either match them with something, with our ultimate, or we can kite. So if this happens, your team is using ultimate, then this can be exactly the point of stabilize. Remember, we talked about that in a offline review. When we stabilizing, we try to go towards another angle. We can try to set up. Yeah, just stabilize usually happens. Oh, let's just say stabilize when this happens. It's maybe enemies have an advantage with ultimate. Okay, ultimates. This can also be numbers. This can also be just resources in general too. And I think this is one of the points where it's probably okay. I jump on the Lucio, but the main purpose is not get a kill, but maybe just set up differently, right? So you kind of get in position, then try to play corner or something, and then
Yeah,
afterwards,
I rush it. Yeah.
yeah, and then afterwards you kind of will be fighting with your tracer. So you wait. Okay, my tracer's fighting. I fully commit, and it's gonna be easier for you to jump the backline with the bubble and live, rather than try to jump without the bubble. Yeah, it's really complicated here. And jump all these three people, which makes sense when the tracer's fighting, but you need the bubble for it too.
No, yeah, I burned my bubble. It's just like that first jump on the Lucio was good, but then I should have stabilized
Yeah.
and then jump with bubble.
Yeah, exactly. I think just slightly more focus on that will be really good. Okay, yeah, let's keep watching. I'll get this. Oh, what happened to your tracer? Oh, they just went in. They went into the main. Well, happens. Oh, they definitely should go the other way. They need to stabilize a little now. Okay. When you go in the main, you just receive a lot of pressure. You don't want to fight Brawl in the choke. You need to somehow surround them. And guys just need to keep doing that. Yeah, so far, what we got is a better surround, maybe better stabilize when you know they answer with something. They use ult, they do something. You can just try to play just whatever. Try to take better spot, better position. You may also try to use your ultimate sometimes as well. But I think rotation is usually fine. But default rotation is fine if you can jump to anywhere. Yeah, okay, well, we...
Bad bubble.
Yeah, not sure. Well, what do you think? Why is that bad here?
I just assumed like they really committed to going my back line. Like
Oh,
once he
yeah.
had that wall, I thought the wall was really
Yeah.
good, and I thought like the DPS would be in, but they weren't.
Yeah, they didn't
And then I
cross the
just like
line yet. Yeah, so it's not ideal. If you can, zap their sim afterwards, maybe the hazard jump in or something. Let me see. Yeah, the hazard kind of jumped in, but yeah, but they used the wall, but they not exactly crossing too much.
Yeah, they bait our shit and kite it like.
Yeah, and this castle didn't get too much value for that reason too. Yeah. Well, regardless, it's kind of. I'm
It's
trying
not
to
the end
think.
of the world.
Yeah, it's not the end. I'm just thinking. So there's. Just make some connections. If there's a spike of pressure, right? When they do something, usually, for example, enemy, they have big advantage. Your team will try to kite, okay. But then that also works the opposite way, usually, when they use something big. I think the hazard, they use their wall, they use their jump. Afterwards, they will usually try to stabilize. So I think just keeping that in mind, how they doing that. Yeah, unless they're like fully committed with the damage, we probably I just need to assume that. Maybe don't burn the bubble, and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I was
Usually.
contemplating like using my jump and then bubbling,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if that was too aggressive. But you were right. Like, Hazard uses both of his cooldowns. I should know. Like, he's going to back now. He's like, it's our turn in a sense.
Yeah, they're kind of done with their spike of pressure, so if we can fight, okay, how do you put it? Okay, so playing around spikes of pressure. Yeah, let's say that. So it's kind of they done something here. They went in, and then we, in theory, can punish the spike of pressure. But to be able to punish the spike of pressure, you need the good position too. It's just you didn't have the good position there. You was not able to surround them, right? So let's just go. Let's just go
So
back.
just unpunishable.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just not able to punish their spike of pressure that much now, I think. Like, it would be possible if you can, like, okay, they're done spike of pressure and they're already surrounded. They have somebody, I don't know, just multiple angles of pressure set up with this dive versus the Brawl, then it's gonna be fine. But if you don't, then you probably don't do anything. This is where if they bait your bubble, then they might have an advantage later on. So our spike of pressure is not as good afterwards, after they've done something.
I understand, yeah.
That's how I would say that. Okay. So if they done pressure, we can punish them. But if you have good position, it's only afterwards. So this way, it's basically better surround at all times. Yeah. Well, let's keep watching. Oh, this guy's isolated. He can punish whenever. That's okay. You just need to play around the bubble. Slightly better.
So what did I do wrong there? Because that's been happening a lot. That's been happening a lot. Like, how do I play around the bubble better? Yeah. Well, like, just like I thought I was outside this bubble. Like, you see how I'm looking out at the outside of my bubble?
Yeah. No,
I thought how do I play this bubble better? I got outside my bubble.
It's a little bit. Well, they kind of peeked out for the last second, I think. Well, ideally, your it's a little bit tough here.
Because I do that, and I feel like that's a good placement. Like, she has to decide whether to walk in or whatever.
Yeah, they start using a sleep
My
dart
head's
here.
still in.
It's pretty low animation. The sleep dart fires. They hit your arm. They hit your arm once you're walking out. A little bit unfortunate, I think.
Yeah.
It just the only
But
thing
it does be happening. So,
Yeah,
like, is my bubble placement good? Should I place it like a little further back and like giving her a little bit more room to like kite me, or
well,
you want to land on the Ana, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, generally speaking, it always feels that the way you play on the edge of the bubble, it might be fine. Maybe you need to give yourself a little bit more distance too, so I'm not necessarily have to be that close. Let's say I'm fighting Diana, I can be here, but in your case, because they're inside the building, you also need to keep that in mind, right? So I would probably, if I place the bubble here, then I create the distance while being inside the building, stuff like that. But this just maybe a little bit too close versus the projectiles. You don't need that. Usually, like, even from here, still can zap them. Yeah, it's just more distance and you have more time. Once they fire the sleep dart, you will easily walk away. But I think it's just a little bit too close. Maybe a little bit unfortunate to you if this is
Okay.
a more a coincidence. Yeah, I went to the building, well, I'm too close. But maybe you can just, well, in this case, can we be more patient or something? Well, that's reasonable. Kind of jump in, bubble, they turn, you bubble. Okay. Maybe try to just walk here a little bit instead of sit in a building. Maybe I don't know. I think it's fine. It's just a coincidence. You can create the distance here. Probably. There's only two things. It's how you play, what your movement is, what's their movement. You predict them. You look at the animations. You try to walk away, right, from the sleep darts. So it's only you
Yeah.
who is not able to create the distance now because you're in the building. So a little bit tough. Yeah, overall, you still punish them afterwards, so not bad. Been isolated. That's fine. That's okay. We have an
I'm looking in the
advantage.
window. Yeah.
Okay.
This wasn't too great.
What was that for? Time the pressure was your tracer again?
Uh,
What are you guys fighting?
yeah, and I have primal. Like, I feel like because I have primal, if things go really bad, they won't end in my death. But like I know what I should. I think what I told myself is like, I don't know why I jumped in with primal. I should have, like, when I bubbled and tracer recalled, I was like, okay, we're good. I just leave. You know, that was enough value.
Yeah, because there's no point in fully committing. You guys, they don't have a spike of pressure now, right? If they dump pressure, then you can punish them. You can fully hard engage, but there's no spike of pressure now. They just walk in. So they walk back to punish you. Your team is not ready to punish either, right? Nobody has good position, so we don't fight. You just sort of soft engage. You do something, okay, fine. Make sure you get healed afterwards. You prepare, then it's fine. If the enemy would be walking, you talked about like Hazard jumps my backline, and then they can fight their backline too. I think it will be much easier. But now it's not gonna work. I think it's gonna be really, really hard for you to fight.
Yeah, that jump I think was the mistake. Like, when I jump, I should have just jumped back. If I just jump back after the bubble,
exactly. Like bubble, jump back. You don't fight, and we'll be alright.
because why would I even want to primal this?
Forced out this nano. This is crazy, yeah. And you forced out it just with the trace engage and you. It was a really good trade. That's the main point of self engage. We just maybe we can do something like that, and then afterwards, when most of our team is ready, the enemy starts walking. We can look for another jump. We can look to punish. Like here, the Hazard walks in, jumps the backline. I'm jumping Sim. I'm jumping the Sana. Well, now it's just not possible. Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, at this point,
That
it's
was
okay.
horrendous.
Yeah, would have won that. I think it would have won that if we just forced out the nano, jump back.
Yeah.
I think it would be so much easier for you to win. Now we got stagger a little bit. Okay, nice. You got the sweeper. Not sure. You're fighting choke. I don't think it's a good spot for you to fight in general. You're usually at disadvantage.
My thought process right now is I have primal. We have a pick. This is not a fight we can afford to lose. And so that's why I was like jumping low HP, like trying to get it going.
Is there a way for you to jump without fighting frontline to frontline? Kind of in the favor of the Brawl? Because it's in their favor.
Well, right now they're split. Like, Hazard's stuck behind.
Yeah.
And I was thinking my team would walk up.
No, I mean, it's fine. Jumping, just going in is fine. It's just the way you do that. It's a frontline to frontline engage, right? You're fighting. What are the things you're exposed to? Sim thing, boop, nade, sleep dart, sim fire, stuff like that. Yeah, so there's gonna be harder for you to win this frontline engage, right? I see that it's not as we surrounding them too good. Yeah, your bubble is getting blasted really soon, and the primal can be forced out sooner too. So I'm not sure. Well, can you jump anywhere else? Is there a way for you? Well, I don't know. Well, this you can make this rotation, right? Maybe if you choose to go from here. Okay. Yeah, so we've done this. Aatlis is dead. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure because this feels definitely. If you have time, I would rather you try to find another route if you can. It just seems you need more time. Try to set up. Try to take those locations of the map. Yeah, just trying to
Yeah,
go
I
here or
want to
something.
be in that back area.
Yeah.
Like, well, like not there, but like where the cam is right now. Like this, I feel like is the monkey spot.
Yeah. It's kind of awkward how we got there. To the choke, I'm usually gonna burn more resources. I'm fine with you going here. It just the space feels that it's gonna be more difficult. Like,
Brawly.
it's
I
like
hate that right area is so brawly though too. Or no, like
the
I don't know
right
how to
side
force.
here.
Yeah, like I want the fight to happen on point. I want to
Yeah,
corral them onto the point so we can surround
it's
them, and then
kind
it's dive
of.
party.
At least we can skip some of the space. It's usually here. Like, why it's less comfortable the space like this, because you have the ceilings. You have kind of less options as mobility. At least here I have an option to go this way. That's slightly more open with the space above, so I can do that. You can also, if you have time, I would definitely prefer to try to rotate like more back and then somehow get here. This would be really good. This is one of the best spots for sure. It just kind of feels. I'll give you an example. Let's say you play your aces and you walk left side room with the monkey. This is kind of the same thing. You don't want to walk the left room with the monkey on the aces. What was that? How's that map called? It's just the gardens, probably. Like the ones where there's a high.
High ground in the middle of the
I always
control point,
forget.
or
Yeah, I always forget. There's, I can show you. Let me just Google that.
that one random arch with the window next to the mega room.
Oasis. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh, Oasis Overwatch map. Okay, let's see overview. Oh, it should be this one. Okay, I'm just gonna click this link. Wikipedia. Yes, city center gardens. Okay, they don't have any images. Why not? Oh, they
Oh
do.
yeah,
Now they do. Okay, so it's gonna be okay. So let me
the
see the
middle map.
overview. Yeah, exactly. So when we fight, okay, can I make it bigger? Yeah. So when we fighting, usually we let's say. Well, we start fighting for this area typically, and then we want to control this high ground. This is what this high ground kind of feels like when you are on this point. But when you try to establish control, you don't want to walk the left room, right? I mean, or like the right side here. You don't want to
Yeah,
go
like
inside the buildings.
Brawl, Lucio, like Ryan
Yeah.
will. But like my dive party typically goes through main and like jumps high
Yeah,
ground.
yeah, exactly. So this is a route I would prefer because there are more opportunities for you to always use the mobility, go up and down, and it might feel that, well, I kind of have to rotate. I don't know, go from this point to this point, jump this way, but that's still better compared to walking. So, but yeah, it's just some of the thoughts. That's what I think. Because you asked me for this map, I definitely think the high gun's good. Just how we get there might be better. Usually,
Yeah. I
those
understand.
enclosed spaces are in favor of the brawl. Yeah, just small percentages. I
Like
think.
I didn't have the resources to carry that fight, and I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of all that. It's up to you. Remember that fight before? I think you should have won that point right when you forced the nano. That was pretty big, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to fight face to face for sure. They have more frontline pressure. Isolated Ana. Okay. That's fine.
This was
Yeah, they
retarded,
baited
and
you.
I
Yeah. Oh well. Maybe they didn't bait. They tried to escape actually. Yeah, they used the TP. Just one of the recognition things. You see the TP, they probably will try to TP away. Just see them do that. Probably.
I was like, I want to break that TP. That's like what went through my head. And then as I'm doing it, I'm like, why the hell am I fighting a TP right now?
Yeah, it just lost while
Like, I leave it alive. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah, a lot of good Summaters, they exactly use this as their time to do something else, to try to set up. They fake TP sometimes. They also try to take deeper angles. It's even better, where they take deep angles. They set up this car wash with the turrets just around certain choke, and then afterwards when you jump them, they can escape to another angle with the TP. Ideally, it's gonna be aggressive one. And that's what they did, actually. They went on aggressive angle. They're gonna set up car wash again, probably, around this area, and it's gonna be easier. They kind of fought a little bit too aggressive. They don't have turrets. Yeah, they gotta set up the turrets there. It's a mistake on them. They should set up, and then afterwards they can fight more aggressively. But it's good aggressive position there. And you can definitely punish that too.
I just remember thinking like, oh my god, if I was on DPS and I saw my tank jump and bubble, jump into like combo a fucking sim TP, I'd be so mad.
Well, that's okay. Let's see.
So I love this area. Like I know it's more brawly, but Winston could kind of brawl, right?
Yeah.
Like, the cleave is really good. The armor,
the cleave damage, yeah. As long as you do it correctly, I think. Well, what are the ways for you to play this area? How do you play? How do you set up?
So hazards there. So like I'm not gonna occupy that area. So I'm listening for the left side to see if anything's coming split main.
Yeah.
And then when hazard heavy commits, I'll probably jump his top ground.
It just feels kind of awkward when we play out in the open, though, and that's what I think. It's fine, like what you said, but I think it's not fine here.
I play here so I can have cover from main in case someone peeks me from main. But like, I guess if I had more scouting info, maybe if I did a jump in the air and I saw that Lucio and Cass were coming top like that, I could have like walked towards the stair and taken cover, like where I am right now, instead of walking back out to main. Maybe not even there, but just like or
this
like
better
the left
area.
one.
Yeah, this feels so much better. This is what, again, similarities to the point like Hollywood, the first choke. You fight in the first choke, you just fight around the corner, right? You would not just stay in the main and get forced your cooldowns. Yeah, so it's good. They do stuff. Maybe you can even do the jumps, yeah, but then set up, even though they would push you, you force them to push in unfavorable area, so it's quite nice. You can punish them afterwards, I think.
Yeah.
But definitely don't do this where we play in the open.
I was playing there though because I heard the Ana on the left, so I was super afraid of just getting. Ana does so much damage to Monkey.
Yeah, well, oh, what happened? Are we, the replays broke? Well, maybe. And, well, let's see. Maybe. Let's hope. Okay, it's back. Yeah, well, regardless of that, you need to find a way to not play in the open space where to expect the enemy to be, so... if you expect them to come from certain area, we should be exposed to that area. We should find a corner somewhere. It doesn't matter, even though while Diana is here, the right side doesn't matter. Just choose this one of the buildings or something.
I see what you're saying. I'm expecting the Ana to come main. I'm expecting them to come top. So I have cover from main, but not from top. So that's still not an okay answer. I see.
Yeah. I think the space under is one of the best because they don't have any connections to the air space. Yeah, they have to kind of, if they walk here, they exposed to your people on point. So that's good. I think this is less favorable because they can walk here, just can punish you. So probably this is fine. This high gun is also good if I'm fighting near the point too. It feels. Yeah, might be a little bit awkward. If they make this rotation, fight for the top this way, then this might be more difficult.
I kind of play it like Nimbani. I can drop down and just sit point if they go there. Yeah. And then jump back in their back line.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think they're gonna have too big advantage, even though they walk to the choke. You probably kind of fight them early. Well, then afterwards you can fight around one of those high guns, depending on the high gun you want to use, like you would do Nimbani. And just left, right, will be fine. Okay. Isolated target, we got them, that's fine. Yeah, definitely winnable game, it feels. So
Yeah. And after watching this replay, I don't think I should have won it.
uh, there are definitely a few things to tweak there.
Now
I don't know.
I was like, I try to jump this high ground, but I get poked. Like, I know Hazard's trying to force us towards the right into this little room, and it happens. Like, I don't know why, but my whole team ends up fighting like right in that building you're looking at.
Yeah. Well, I just not. Well,
And the nano is so. I thought the nano was good, and we forced the nano, but I don't know. I feel like I should be looking for more value
well,
because Lolak did not nano me
you
the next
guys
fight.
need to look for battles around. Remember, you don't want to fight face to face. So once you know the info, especially when you jumped up here, what do you think is the play after?
Go right, set up on
Okay, sorry, can you repeat?
Ana. Go right, set up on Ana,
Yeah,
and like, but
it
not
can
like
be
through
better.
main, like peel back like I did, and then just like instead of poking with the
Yeah,
hazard, just rotate,
yeah.
ignore him,
Yeah, you have much
jump there.
more open space to work with now. I think it's definitely something to do. Instead of just fighting in the building face to face, which is more difficult, and just try to go around the map a little bit more, it will be easier. Yeah, it's gonna be tough here. If you guys are gonna get forced to play inside, no. It's you get walled, you get just so many resources forced. It's no way you win. I wonder you guys went
Yeah,
through even somehow. Somehow it did win. No, it's hard.
yeah, we lose.
If you play
Little
Ryan
tempo.
there, maybe it's fine because this Hazard cannot out-brawl you, but in this case, the Hazard's better brawler compared to Winston, but Winston's better at diving, so you can always try to go around more. Hazard is like between, it's like 50-50 brawl and dive. So
Hazard is
he's
god of
not good
destruction.
at any of this. He's not good at brawl, he's not good at dive, he's okay at both, let's say this. He's just okay at both, but not perfect at one of those things. So you can definitely take advantage of the mobility. That's why I prefer you do then. Yeah, they also have this parts about disruptions, like you do in the Winston. You disrupt the enemy a lot. You make them look around a lot. Hazard really can also be the same. Well, that's fine. Yeah, this is much better. So you go around, your team is taken in that angle, taking advantage of your mobility. Probably would like more commitment, maybe, but you have this far at least. Yeah, this definitely looks better. It's just a little bit tough. I'm not sure you guys, because you guys communicating, I think you need to hold on a little. Yeah, because, well, it makes sense, right? If you're far is fighting, if actively fighting, but I think you just need more. Like, try to clear the space, for example. Try to check the corners. Usually you need to clear the Reaper or something who is going to be hiding. Might clear the Lucio sometimes too, if he's going to jump Joanna or something. And then afterwards you jump. Just your team's not ready. You need your Anna, May, Brig. It's still a bit too early, but it's still better from ability perspective. Yeah, when you have Primal, you can definitely be more confident too.
Yeah, I mean this was a disconnect between me and my duo. Like,
You have time
we
as
we get
well.
a good kill on the Lucio. Like I see him, I see that, and I'm like, yeah, that's money.
Yeah.
And I poke this on it twice, so she's already half. So I'm like, I can split with the bubble and create good pressure. But I hear what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like, my team is not ready. I knew that this was rush, but just because
Yeah.
like it's ranked and I actually have like a GM duo, like I tried to abuse that game.
Yeah. I mean, just regardless.
I went to back, but he kept going in.
Yeah,
Like, and so
if
then
this
I went in
happens,
after
then
he
this is good
died.
enough reason. Yeah, that's why you gotta communicate, I think. If you gotta choose between, are you trying to sync between those other guys with those other two guys? So like this guy here, I think probably you can sync with them, but you also communicating too. So I think it's a better approach to just wait slightly more. Yeah, we just we also lost the May, so I think it's reasonable. But don't wait entirely because at the point it's gonna be our last fight. But I think just at least we need at least slightly more value, and then it's gonna
Like
be even
I
better.
didn't want to use my primal, so I was like thinking, get the bubble, back,
Yeah.
and then me and Elenium go back in. But he just went back in, and then I had a
Okay.
primal.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, anyway, from what we saw, just when we stabilizing just some of the comments here, when they use an ultimates, you can take better position, you can also match it with the ultimate, but definitely take better position more. Like there was example of the sim. Also keep in mind that when they done pressure, they done spike of pressure, but then you can punish them afterwards, but only if you have good position. You need to surround this comp a little bit more, I think. You're playing versus this Brawl. I'm really concerned when you're fighting face-to-face with them. This can be okay if you have more Brawl team, but not poke dive. Especially when you switch to Flower, you need to take advantage of the poke more. You cannot just fight face-to-face in enclosed buildings. Just try to go around. Probably force them play in the open too. That's your thought process most of the time. Yeah, and we just talk about the team comps win conditions. Okay, so I'll just put it. Okay. Overall, it's just about the matchup, it feels. Yeah, I'm playing versus Brawl. What do? Okay. So one, spikes of pressure, and another one is just keeping in mind that we gotta force them in the open. That's why I was concerned about that space. Remember that high gun before? Well, not high gun, but when we went inside the building, I think it was around here. Yeah. When we were fighting around here, because I'm not able to force them out in the open, where here I'm actually able to. So if my team walks in, even though they walk here or like here, it's gonna be in their favor because you have more poke anyway. You have more longer range team. So just only like a lot about the macro as well. Understanding, okay, like this comp, how do we win versus them? What do we do? It should be better. Yeah, does make sense. Or any questions?
Yeah. That was
Okay.
good VOD.
Yeah. Well, we still have some time, and just maybe whatever questions you got about anything, we can go with that a little more.
I could get a different VOD. One where I think I played a little better, and then maybe there's, I don't know, maybe more advanced concepts.
Yeah, we can look.
What do you...
Yeah, we can look. At least this map, this definitely is a lot of parts about just how do you play this too. You're right. It's fine. You'll get used to it.
I mean, I have a, yeah, I actually have, I have a game where I'm not queued up with people either on that map. That might be better too for my individual. Yeah, we actually just got destroyed. Oh
Yeah,
my
let's
god.
take a look.
I don't know what happened, but like people started playing Bastion out of nowhere. And it's become a nightmare all over again.
Yeah. They played it more.
It's bait the turret out, and then he's the worst character on planet Earth. But I don't know. They've just been destroying me. I think the second code is better. It's Aatlis again.
Yeah, let's watch. Okay. All right, it's the same map too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
We'll probably see the same flaws in my setup. So
maybe. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I know that. Okay, yeah, that's why the code was not working. Let me just rescreen share that real quick. Give me a second. Okay, I think I have to relaunch the game, and give me a second. I'll
no
do
problem.
that. Oh, okay, it's actually working now. Let's do the screen share. Can you see it? Yeah, they run bashing here. Okay, let's see. How are you gonna play? Usually they choose to play this left side, it seems, right? Yeah. Alright.
Like here, I don't know, it's just so hard. Because I don't imagine I'm ever gonna get anything done on that back line. With the Bastion Brigana, like.
Yeah, you
So
definitely cannot dive them right away. You gotta force something out. need to.
So I was thinking of like
Mhm.
I like to rotate to the right and then jump, like walk on them from behind, bubble, and then jump away. But against like Bastion, it just like doesn't work. Yeah, I get slept.
Well, against Bastion, you just gotta bait out the turret mode. You will be just mostly jumping on this edge somewhere. Yeah, like they had this spike of pressure, which is actually good if you're able to force them out in the open. Let's say here, you force somebody to walk into the open. If you play even more under, I think you kind of make them more exposed. So it takes more time for them to walk forward, and then afterwards your backline shoots something, and then they use one of their just whatever, like this turret mode. Maybe they use their nade. You can always stabilize, yeah, as their turn sparkle pressure is over. But you don't have to just sit there. You can use this downtime and do something else, I think. And
Oh yeah, okay. I need to rotate there.
yeah, I think you just gotta rotate. You really need to, like we said, you cannot just sit there always. You need to do something else. Yeah, if they dump pressure, we can obviously punish them, but you also need to walk a little bit more. Yeah, it's like what we mentioned in our offline
Yeah,
review
okay.
too.
Now I think I'm finally getting it because like I see that Bastion turret and I think get to cover, and then once that turret's done, now we can move. But I should be moving through cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can always use that downtime, and that's your advantage as the Winston. You don't have to play hard cover here like Gassity would do, because they need to. Yeah, they don't have any mobility, but you can take advantage of your mobility and try to rotate. Your Ana is also not doing the bad thing. Try to just scout, see, okay, maybe I'll go right side, create another angle. That's not bad too. I think you can do the same whenever it's possible. They
hmm
so if just in general, yeah, the enemies they do something. Okay, I can try to go towards another angle, like in our
Yeah.
offline view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
working on that like
Yeah.
100%.
If possible, I think this is good because from here you would be getting that backline. I don't know, maybe you're on the right side, maybe you're under. It then becomes so much easier. You always have the shorter range corner you can set up. You can jump from here
Yeah,
to
yeah.
here. You can also try to walk, then go from here to here. So this
And
way it's
it's
less
not
telegraph.
even if I just like jump them on that ledge, bubble, and
Yeah.
then drop point, like it's not a, like you said, a a jump through main is so obvious and easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Ana sees me turn that corner, she's ready for me to jump in.
Yeah,
But if I made that little rotation, she wouldn't be. Okay,
yeah, but
I see what
definitely.
you mean. The
Yeah.
rotation thing literally just clicked. Like now I get it. Like before when I was working on my rotations, I was mainly just like focus on like rotating out of poke and rotating in proper times. But now I see like how I can have more uptime with my by rotating.
Yeah, and it's even now they're using their form, and you know they're nano, and you can't. I don't think you can do a whole much here. Maybe you can still keep rotating. Well, is there a
I was just hoping to
possibility?
be
I'm not
sneaky,
sure.
like,
Yeah, well, sneaky can also
and they wouldn't
work.
know me. They wouldn't know I was there, but then Tracer's just shooting.
Yeah, okay. Well, this might work as well. Setting up around the choke might work because you just let them in, you bait them at the open, they can fight. Well,
But
they
there
don't
was
get
another
back.
example where I don't rotate. They like
Yeah,
I
but
just sit and wait and cover. Like I could have rotated,
I just
and
not
then
sure
like
where. Where could you gun
I
from
think I
here?
drop to the right. Like I literally just drop
Oh,
off,
here.
and then once the diva fully commits, I jump
Hmm.
backline.
This can be good.
Like
Yeah, I
my
think you have
tracer
decent
isn't so
cover.
like ready to pressure early.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, action can do that. I think this less. Yeah, this is less forgiving. At least we can hide there, but this is enclosed space. I don't like it. Yeah, definitely, but definitely like this more. The open space where we can go up and down more. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, this can be good. Okay. Well, so we got something to work on for us for sure. And this is great. Let's summarize so far, and don't forget, you can also send me the games for offline review later. I'll do that too.
Mhm.
The two games. But yeah, let's summarize first. What do we got out of today with you? What do you need to work on?
Right now, that was money. So mentality, those are the two big things: the mentality and
Yeah.
the rotations, right there.
Yep.
I now really understand how I can improve like a lagging aspect of my gameplay. I just noticed. I see it now. It's clear as day. And that makes so much sense because like that's why remember when I said Elenium and Lolac are just faster. They're just like always like ready to fight, always in the positions. And I'm on Winston, like he's on Ana. Like how is that the case? And I always felt like oh my god, this fight is so spread out. Like I can't get anywhere like with that fight with Sim, but it's because I'm missing out on this rotation time. Like it's so obvious now to me. But then also the mentality. the 5-step plan from feeling, thought, like
Yeah.
action, result.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that too. And then the previous game, Brawl, like spikes of pressure, playing around spikes of pressure. And then once they give me that big spike of pressure, not sitting in cover doing nothing, rotate during their spike of pressure.
Yeah, that sounds good, especially with poke versus brawl matchup, or like poke dive hybrid. Doesn't matter, it can be both. Okay, I can write it down. Poke dive hybrid. You play into brawl, you need to surround them more. Usually, you just need to make sure you get the better angles this way. The down pressure, we can punish them afterwards, but make sure you have the good position to be able to do that. Better surround them, and we'll be fine. Force them into open, also good. Make sure you avoid the enclosed spaces. Yeah, and keep fighting open. Keep fighting. Well, not exactly in the open so you get poked out, but just use more open space and verticality. That's how I would say. It's kind of the same way a noob bunny. I don't walk the right room when I'm on defense, but I'll play around the high grounds. When they walk on the high grounds, I just can jump between the high grounds, and once they're forced to play point, they play in the open, I can punish them afterwards. It's gonna be good all the time. Right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Do you have any final questions for today?
No, I'm really excited now.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay.